Hello everyone, in this tutorial we are going to learn about condition statements. Most control flow statements involve evaluating a condition statement. The program will proceed differently depending on whether the condition is met. The most common condition statement is the comparison statement. If we want to compare whether two variables are the same, we use the double equals sign. For instance, if you write x equals y, you are asking the program to check if the value of x is equal to the value of y. If they are equal, the condition is met and the statement evaluates to true. Else, the statement evaluates to false. In addition to evaluating whether one value is equal to another, there are other comparison operators that we can use in our condition statements. Not equal. Returns true if the left is not equal to the right. 5 is not equal to 2 is true. 6 is not equal to 6 is false. Greater than. Returns true if the left is greater than the right. 5 greater than 2 is true. 3 greater than 6 is false. Smaller than. Returns true if the left is smaller than the right. 1 less than 7 is true. 9 less than 6 is false. Greater than or equal to. Returns true if the left is greater than or equal to the right. 5 greater than or equal to 2 is true. 5 greater than or equal to 5 is true. 3 greater than or equal to 6 is false. Smaller than or equal to. Returns true if the left is smaller than or equal to the right. 11 less than or equal to 7 is true. 7 less than or equal to 7 is true. 9 less than or equal to 6 is false. We also have three logical operators and, or, not, that are useful if we want to combine multiple conditions. The AND operator. Returns true if all conditions are met. 5 equals 5 and 2 greater than 1 and 3 is not equal to 7 is true. 5 equals 5 and 2 less than 1 and 3 is not equal to 7 is false as the second condition, 2 less than 1, is false. The OR operator. Returns true if at least one condition is met. 5 equals 5 or 2 less than 1 or 3 equals 7 is true as the first condition, 5 equals 5, is true 5 equals 6 or 2 less than 1 or 3 equals 7 is false as all conditions are false. Now that we are familiar with condition statements, let us proceed to learn how we can use these statements to control the flow of a program. The if statement is one of the most commonly used control flow statements. It allows the program to evaluate if a certain condition is met, and to perform the appropriate action based on the result of the evaluation. The structure of an if statement is as follows. Use the if statement to specify a block of C# code to be executed if a condition is true. Note that if is in lowercase letters. Uppercase letters if, will generate an error. In the example below we use two variables, x and y, to test whether x is greater than y, using the greater than operator. As x is 20, and y is 18, and we know that 20 is greater than 18, we print to the screen that x is greater than y. Use the else statement to specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is false. In the example below, time, 20, is greater than 18, so the condition is false. Because of this, we move on to the else condition and print to the screen, good evening. If the time was less than 18, the program would print, good day. Use the else if statement to specify a new condition if the first condition is false. In the example below, time, 22, is greater than 10, so the first condition is false. The next condition, in the else if statement, is also false, so we move on to the else condition since condition 1 and condition 2 is both false, and print to the screen, good evening. However, if the time was 14, our program would print, good day. There is also a shorthand if-else, which is known as the ternary operator because it consists of three operands. It can be used to replace multiple lines of code with a single line. It is often used to replace simple if-else statements. Instead of writing this, you can simply write like this. The switch statement is similar to an if statement except that it does not work with a range of values. A switch statement requires each case to be based on a single value. Depending on the value of the variable used for switching, the program will execute the correct block of code. The syntax of a switch statement is as follows. You can have as many cases as you want when using a switch statement. The default case is optional and is executed if no other case applies. When a certain case is satisfied, everything starting from the next line is executed until a jump statement is reached. A jump statement is a statement that instructs the compiler to jump to another line in the program. We'll look at jump statements in greater depth later. The most commonly used jump statement is the break statement. Let's look at an example of how the switch statement works. The program first prompts the user for his grade. If grade is A+, the program executes the next statement until it reaches the break statement. Thus the output is distinction. If grade is A, similarly, the output is distinction. If grade is not A+ or A, the program checks the next case. It keeps checking from top to bottom until a case is satisfied. If none of the cases applies, the default case is executed. If you run the code above, you'll get the following output for each of the inputs shown. We will discuss more concepts in upcoming videos. If you have any doubts or suggestions, please let us in comments, and thanks for watching.